Hey everyone, it's Allison from Console Love. How are you? In this podcast, we're going to discuss I'm going to call it a preparatory talk about home studies. Now, if you're adopting, it doesn't matter if it's international or domestic, everyone has to complete a home study. In this podcast, we're going to talk primarily about domestic adoption home studies. Yes, it's true that international and domestic home studies are very similar. However, in international adoption, they do require you to do additional paperwork that domestic adoptions do not. And those paperwork pieces are part of what they call the dossier. And that's paperwork that you need to go through to present to our State Department and also to the other countries to get information so that you're going to send information internationally and they're going to have everything they need. But anyway, I can do that in another podcast and discuss this, but we're going to focus on adoptions in the United States, no matter if it's through the foster care system, through attorneys, consultants, facilitators, whatever, agents. These have got to be done. You have these wonderful agencies out there that typically it's one-stop shopping. If you're adopting through, an agency, you just get it done there. But if you're adopting through an attorney or as much as frowned upon facilitator or another form, it's not an agency. You need to find somebody who will do the adoption, and most agencies out there will help you and do the home study. There are chains out there that may, and I don't like to call them chains, but they are, they may not do the home study for you just because they will say, oh, well, we only do home study, for the people who are going to adopt through us. And they might even require that you get your home study specifically through them. Some agents, many agents, most more than not, will accept a home study from another agency. So, if you find an agency that says, no, we're only going to take home studies done from us, and you really are having a home study already done by another agency, you might want to think about sign up with that agency to adopt. But anyway, so let's get down to it. Bottom line is, if you need any help with references for home study agents, please give us a call. Or actually, you can call me. My number is actually in the web. No, it's not in the website now. I just remember that. No, email me and I can provide my number and I can explain more information about it. But anyway, I just want to stress, state by state, agent by agent, home studies can vary. Okay? And again, like I said, you need to have an approved home study in order to adopt. And your home study must occur in the state that you live in, as well as it has to be a licensed adoption agency. And that's important that for the licensure. Otherwise, it will not be recognized in the adoption realm. Okay. So I look at home studies as, I hate to say, it's like a paper chase. But I want to say one thing before I start talking about all the points of things you need to be aware of. Your home study worker is not to be feared. It's not a person who's to be your enemy. This is a person that's truly on your side because they want to see you get your heart's desire. They want to see you get your child, so they want to work with you. And so with that in mind, do not walk into it like, oh my goodness, oh my heavens, what am I going to do? No, that's not the way it's supposed to be. I encourage you to look with new lenses. If you've had a bad experience with a home study worker before, I'll just say this much. Not all of them are like that, okay? I've seen many, many wonderful home study workers that we're just so thankful who crossed our paths. So, okay. So, the average length of a home study, and again, this varies state by state, agent by agent, is typically 3 to 6 months. And you have each home study, every single state, they have the requirements, and you basically have to fill it out. You have a list of paperwork, and you have appointments that you have to fulfill. The first thing you have to remember is medicals. One thing they're going to require are medical appointments. And that is for everybody living in the household, no matter if it's a child or an adult. Everybody is going to get a medical appointment. And that means that your home study worker, the agent, is going to provide you forms that your physician, your practitioner, medically, is going to complete for you. For those who are 18 years of age and older, typically you're going to see more like blood work than the children. Children don't see blood work type tests. They usually have, it's like a physical, that they're healthy, are they up to date with this, that, and the other. So they're going to just see your child's being taken care of. But the age 18 and older bunch that live in the house, you're going to have a list of history items that the doctor is going to, or the physician or the practitioner is going to fill. Yes, they don't have a history. No, they have a history. Anyway, list goes on. You have to get blood work, and you're going to have to do a drug screen, and you're going to have an HIV positive test and TB test. So they have these, and I think there's a list of others that they might have state by state, but those are the three that are consistent every state. So be aware you do have to do that. So next thing you need to be aware of, you have to have FBI clearances, which are simply fingerprints, and you can arrange those online. Now this is going to be for everybody age 18 and over. The children do not get fingerprinted. Your home study worker will provide you with a code and information that you need to provide when you sign up online for your fingerprint appointments. Okay. Next is you're going to have to go to either your police or sheriff department, depending on the region you live, to have checks. And this is going to be for everyone living in the home age 18 and over. Next thing you're going to have is a child abuse clearances, and that's again for everyone in the home age 18 and up. And what will happen is you're going to have to list every address you've lived in, and that's going to be different states, different addresses, so they can do checks to make sure that everyone age 18 and over do not have a record of any child abuse. Okay, so mom and dad, this is not for everybody else, just mom and dad. You're going to have to provide a copy of your income tax return for the previous year. You're also going to have to provide a statement of, it's called a financial statement, and that is going to be certain that you are financially able to provide for a child. It was 4 years ago, I think it was, I was told by a CPS worker that if the family proved that they had $200 disposable income after paying all their bills, then she would pass them for their home study. I've heard the other side. I've heard other social workers, homestay workers who didn't do that. But rule of thumb is you pay all your bills, you have money in the bank, you should be in good shape. Okay? So hopefully your social worker, your homestay worker will be one that really has a heart for the children and make sure that you get passed for your financials. But I think you'll be fine. But anyway, next thing you need to do is every mom and dad, you need to have a letter from your employer to verify employment status. If you're self-employed, then there's a specific statement you're going to have to write. So they're going to, again, social worker, homestay worker wants to verify you have employment, so you have income coming in so that you'll be able to provide for a child. Next thing you have to provide are letters of references, and it's usually 5. Again, state by state, it could vary agent by agent, but typically 5 is the number. And that's going to be family members, friends. It might be, they might require, some agents we've seen actually has defined, I only want 1 family member and 4 friends. Or some say no family members and all friends. So again, agent by agent, state by state. It might vary. They will want also proof of insurance, like health insurance, life insurance. Okay, so those are things that they, really want to make sure that you're covered and you'll be able to provide for your child, and definitely for health insurance. They want to make sure the child's going to be able to get on your policy. You're going to also be required to write essays. There's going to be questions that you're going to have to answer, and it might seem overwhelming, but it's really not too bad. You just answer what they want. Again, the questions might vary state by state. and agent by agent. They might ask you about your parenting practices, like what do you believe, how would you handle your child with behavior management, let's just say. What is your philosophy? What would you do? They'll talk about relationships, maybe how you met your spouse. What is it like to be in your family? What's your vision of family? What was your relationship with your family? So they will have different kind of questions. Some questions in the years past, I'll be honest with you, we've seen some very intrusive questions come about in our home study, and it talks about, I'll just say, intimacy with your spouse. And first time I saw that a few years ago, I was like, what? So I'll be honest with you, I think their goal is trying to see if, based on how you answer, if possibly you would be abusing a child or your spouse would be abusing a child. But I'll tell you, from the questions I've read, I've worked in the field of child sexual abuse and childhood trauma, and these questions I see being posed are not going to be indicative that a child be sexually or physically abused by the parent. So the way we handle it is we just said our relationship is just fine, thank you. But we weren't trying to be rude, but they were very intrusive questions. So if you hear any questions like that come up and you wouldn't know how to answer them, and we're not being rude, we're not being abrupt, we don't want you to fail home study, because it was absolutely inappropriate to ask these questions. Just give us a holler and we'll help you through it. So again, this might be, agent, it might be an agency thing. So again, it could be agent to agent, state by state, that you might see these kind of questions come up. But yeah, very shocking the first time we read it. Some, again, state by state, agent by agent, you might be required to take classes. And they will probably give you links where to take these classes. It might be online. And it might be classes about openness and adoption, how to adopt a child, various different topics that they will say we need you to take. Some even require you to take CPR, which is a good thing, to be honest with you, as a part of your home study. I've even seen agencies where they require you to take CPR just to get on the waiting families list, and you didn't even do the home study with them. So, there's, again, agent by agent, state by state, things vary. The fees for home studies also vary. I've noticed, to be honest with you, in the northeastern states, we saw that the home study can run anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000, and California is expensive too. In the southern states, we notice a decrease in the fee for home studies, and that could be anywhere from a range of, it could be $850 to $1,500. And again, I stress agent by agent and state by state. Your home study worker. This worker is required to inspect your home to make sure that it's safe for a child. Okay, so the worker will probably be out to your house anywhere from 2 to 3 times, and again, state by state, agency by agency. A lot of times, agents will require you to come to their office for their first appointment with you. If that is impossible, that appointment more likely will come into your home, so it might be another appointment. So you might look at that the home study worker coming 3 times to your home. And you will be required to pay for mileage. That's one thing I just stress. When you are having your worker out, you're expected to pay for their gas mileage. Okay. The home study is also the worker is going to also ask you about fire extinguishers. And they typically want to see that the fire extinguisher, I believe it's a C class, is 20 feet or less feet away from your stove. So you need to make sure you have it in the kitchen somewhere that's easy access, and the workers will usually ask you to show them where they are. Some require that you have, if you have more than one level in your home, a fire extinguisher on each level. So again, ask your worker, and they'll probably say, usually have in writing in a packet for the home study what they want, and they will check. Another thing is smoke detectors. Definitely all bedrooms need to have working, operating smoke detectors, and some workers even require that they are in all the rooms. Typically, it's the bedrooms, and definitely make sure you have on both floors if you have more than one level in a home. Firearms, if you have firearms in your home, they are going to ask where they are, and to be sure that they're locked up in a safe or a box that is out of range of a child. Our kids don't even know if you have firearms, we always made a rule of thumb. We tell people, if you are going to do it, make sure that your kids don't even know where they are. And again, to stress this point, the goal of a home study is to make sure your home is safe for a child and that you can provide. It's not supposed to overwhelm you. It's not supposed to stress you out. It's not supposed to put fear in you. It's just to assess that you're financially stable and your home is a safe place. Now, your home study itself, once it's completed, everything's done, you've been approved, it is good for 5 years. But here's the thing. Each year you need to do an update. And that means that the worker comes out, I'm going to talk about that in the next podcast, what that could look like. And again, state by state, agent by agent, varies. But you're going to have to do an update every year. And if any time during that year that there's changes, you also need to get an update. For example, if you move, someone else moves into the home, somebody may move. So you have to contact your worker because you don't know when you're going to be matched. You could be matched like next week, and the home study needs to be current. So whoever is working on the other end with the birth mom, with your child, they need to have accurate information. So everybody has to be on the same page. So if you move to a different state, that's another thing, and you already have your home study finished, you need to find a new home study working agent that's going to help you. Now, you do need to do that update. You do need to follow that state's guidelines. And depending on the state's rules and regulations, and again, the agency, it could be the same or less paperwork. So you have to really remember, anytime there's change, you need to just do what is necessary, which I'm sure you will. But we found when we relocated from up north, from northeast to the southern state that we live in, it was a lot less work. It was a lot less paperwork. It was a lot less questions, which was great. Made it easy on us, for sure. But again, the first thing you have to remember is, like, even though you leave, let's say you leave that state you lived in and you moved out of state, your home study still is, in fact, 5 years. It doesn't mean that your home study kicks in for, let's say, first year when you move to a new state. No, the home study window, 5 years, starts when you've been approved, no matter what state you live in, even though you move. I hope that makes sense. But if you have any questions about anything I'm talking about tonight regarding home study, please contact me at our website, www.conduitsoflove.com, and go to our contact us button and email me, or go directly to my email, and it's all lowercase for our website as well as for my email, and it's Allison, ALLYSON, at conduitsoflove.com, and just email me. And if you want to talk to me on the phone, just email me. Say, I'd like to help. I need more help. Can you please talk with me and guide me? And I will connect with you and provide me your phone number. So we, as I always tell you on every single podcast, we have coaching available to any of our families, adoptive families. If you need backup, need some encouragement, support, guidance, counsel, we're here for you. We have packages available on our website, which we are more than glad to work around to help you. We also are here for any couples battling fertility. We know that is very challenging and be very hard. We are here for you as well. And we're here for also the children, because it is all about the children, obviously. But any children, adoptive families, if you see some challenges with your child and you need backup, we're here also. Because I was in counseling for quite a few years, and I do have quite a bit of experience, and I'm not tooting my horn, but I'm going to say we're here for you. Bottom line, we're here. We're not messing around, because our heart is for you and for your child. Birth parents, we're also here for you. And again, we love every one of you, and we want to see each one of you have support, encouragement, and just walk this journey through with strength. So, anytime in any podcast that something, I want to stress this, I say this, but I want to make sure I'm clear. anytime something does not make any sense, I beg of you, please contact us. And please do not leave nasty comments on the YouTube channel. If you have anything, you want to say, please directly email us. If you have nasty comments, I might not get back to you. But still, I want to say, please keep our YouTube window and our YouTube channel clean. And again, I want to stress that our hearts are with you, families, and the children through the journey of adoption. No matter where you are in the process, we are always here. We are, we are understanding what you're waiting for your child, or you are trying to figure out what to do in terms of, should you continue fertility? Should you look into adoption? What is available out there? Or if you're a birth family and you just not know what to do, we're here to help. We really are. And again, like I said, we're here for the children too. We can help. So I'd like to pray with you real quick. Father in heaven, I bless all these ones that are under the sound of my voice right now, listening to this podcast, and I just bless them and I thank you for them, and I just ask you to overshadow them with your presence. I ask you to give them strength, give them peace, shalom, whatever they need in this moment, because we know the world we live in is very challenging, but I believe the best is yet to come. But Lord, I'm going to ask you to give them strength, give them peace as they're walking through this moment in their life. Some are really struggling. Some are really battling hard times. Well, we just ask you right now to show up big and show off for them. Let them know that you are real. You are a big, real God, and you have their lives in the palm of your hand, but they do need sometimes an encounter with you. So Father, I'm going to ask you to pour out your spirit on everyone listening to me tonight or today when they're listening. It might be the daytime, but Lord, you know where they are and you know when they'll be listening. And I ask you to bless them abundantly. Just give them everything, every heart desire, everything they need to get through these moments, Lord. And also for those who are adopting, Father, I ask you to help them through. Show them the way. Show them where they need to connect to find their children. Show them their babies. Show them their child. Give them peace, Lord. And birth families out there, if there's any birth parents listening, Lord, I want to ask you to give them strength and give them guidance and encouragement. Let them contact us, or if they're already connected with an adoptive agent, I'm just going to ask you to have them communicate. Let them reach out. Let them know that they're amazing. They're awesome. But if they need support and encouragement, just let them connect with the right ones who are there for them, Lord, and just bless them. So, Father, we thank you, and we honor you, we worship you, all in the name of Jesus. Amen. So, again, we're here for you, and we love you guys, and we thank you for your time listening, and we just bless you. And I'm going to ask you again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just hit that button where it says subscribe. The bell, if you would like to hit the bell, that'd be great. That would say, hey, you have a notification. That means that we just post another good old podcast. And if you like this podcast, hit the like button. That would be the thumbs up. It'd be really great if you could do that. And as always, we really appreciate you sharing with others, because that's how we get the word out that we're here, and we really want to be a help and assistance to families, individuals, and of course to children. So again, I just want to say thank you. We just want to say we honor you, and we want to let you know you have a great plan, a great future, and God has wonderful things in store. So until the next time, we're going to talk about home study updates, and we're going to make it short and sweet, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. God bless you.